especially in year 3, it's tough getting guys, NFL players in the offseason. It seems like it gets tougher every year, but these guys have been gracious. And this is a different offseason, so a lot of guys are traveling where they normally don't because of all the labor dispute, but this is a special time.
Tell us how important it is to hold this event here in your hometown.
Well, you said it. This is my hometown, and you know, this is where it all started for me. This is where I was raised. The heart that my parents created in me to give back and to make other people the priority and not myself. So it's everything starts here for me. We've got more victims than we know what to do with, and I pray that one day we can end this nonsense. I doubt it'll ever happen, but there's a lot of organizations out there that really focus on the emotional and the physical abuse of children, but there are very, very, very few that focus on this.
And you just touched on it briefly about what took place off of I-95 the other day. Talk about how you felt whenever you heard the news about that.
You know, it's funny. I get in town late Monday night, and you know, Tuesday I'm driving back out to the north end, and I see it, and you know, immediately, you know, I try to get on my iPhone and try to figure out what's happened. Then I call some of my SWAT buddies, and they fill me in. And you know, as a father, I can't imagine what goes on in the life of some man that could do that to some child. And I always tell people, hurt people hurt people. And that was a wounded man that did that to those children. That gives them no excuse. But as a father and as someone that would do anything for his 2 daughters, I really just can't fathom it. You know, for me, it's different. I'm 10 years in, and you know, I've planned for the future for a long, long time. And the broadcasting world is always something I've been interested in, and I've had the opportunity to do that quite a bit. So for me, I can, you know, ride off into the sunset and be happy, or I can go back and play a couple years. So I expect, I've told all my young guys that ask for advice that, you know, expect to miss 4 to 6 weeks of next season. You know, really, it's awareness. Obviously, you always want to raise funds because we're a nonprofit, and you need money to be able to make a difference in people's lives. But really, it's just about spreading the word. I mean, hopefully you guys were able to see some of the people standing here tonight that have either experienced it or know someone that has. And, you know, it's about getting the word about what we do so people can come get the healing that we provide, but also just bring encouragement to the souls of wounded individuals.
Heath, why softball?
You know, it's funny. You know, this was 3 years ago at our 7-on-7 tournament. Randy Moss and Grant Henderson, one of our SWAT guys, were talking a little trash, and you know, Randy said, "We'll beat y'all in anything," and Grant said, "What about softball?" And Randy looked at me and said, "Heath, set it up. We're going to beat the brains in." And that's really how it was birthed, and we've been having fun doing it ever since.
Y'all beat them twice in a row too.
Yeah, we've cheated a little bit, but we've definitely won both times.
Y'all had a fishing tournament this year too, right?
Yeah, we had our first Sailfish Super Bowl last year, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, and it was a great event.
Did you catch anything?
Yeah, my boat caught 4 big sailfish. Had a great day.
No. Do you think the lockout will go 4 to 6 weeks into the season?
The owners have planned this for, you know, over 2 years now. There's a lot of posturing going on by their side of things. They brought this fight to us. You know, they signed an agreement back in '06 that was very clear cut, and since the day they signed it, they had really kind of been building this idea to lock out. Fans believe it. We want to play. This isn't a strike. This isn't greeting. This is really just an opportunity for them to kind of get money back that they signed over to us, you know, 4 years ago.
The 18-game schedule is probably getting the most attention publicly. Yeah. Is that the biggest?
No, money's the biggest issue. Money will always be the biggest issue. 18 games obviously creates more revenue, and people have asked me how do I feel on that 18-game schedule. You know, for me, if they're willing to take the wear and tear off our bodies elsewhere, it's not that bad of a deal. You know, I don't know how DeMaurice Smith and Drew Brees and even Jay Feely here tonight, some of our executive council, feels about that. But for me, shorten training camp, shorten off season, meet us halfway somewhere. Well, I mean, I just struck out. I mean, I whiffed 2. I tried to bunt, and you know what? It just doesn't work out. You know, we do one thing. You know, we hit anything that moves except for softballs.
Do you do anything to prepare? Do you go to the cage?
No. These guys got off a plane after, you know, 2 or 3 o'clock today, come out here, eat a bunch of barbecue from Park Avenue Barbecue, and then we go in and change, and we come out and, you know, strap it up. You know, so that's it. I mean, now the SWAT team, they've been practicing for about 6 weeks, and we're still going to beat them.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.